The sandstorm tore across the dead plains of Aurelia, its golden winds howling through the shattered remains of what had once been a bustling trade outpost. Captain Rowan Mallory adjusted his breathing mask and scanned the horizon through the orange haze. He was alone now, separated from his crew, and dragging a half-functioning supply crate back to the dropship. Every step was a fight against the storm, but he pushed forward determined to make it out before nightfall, when the temperature would plummet and the desert beast would rise. He was 30 meters from the ship when he saw her. At first she looked like nothing more than a pile of cloth half buried in the sand. Then she moved, a weak trembling motion that caught the edge of Roan's vision. He paused, staring. The figure shifted again, a low sound escaping its throat. A plea. Rowan approached cautiously, hand on the sidearm strapped to his leg. As he drew closer, he realized it was not cloth, but a cloak, and beneath it was a body, thin, trembling alien. Her skin was deep blue, scratched and burned from the sand, her eyes large and violet, glowing faintly in the gloom. She looked up at him, barely conscious, and spoke in a hoarse whisper. "Take me with you, or leave me to die human." Rowan froze. He had seen her kind before, Varelians. Peaceful race caught in the crossfire of the Syndicate War. Most had fled when the mercenaries burned the city. Some were not so lucky. "Why should I help you?" he asked, voice low over the wind. Her eyes met his, filled with something he couldn't quite define. Pain, exhaustion, and defiance all at once. "Because you're not like them," she said simply. Rowan hesitated, then dropped to one knee, checking her vitals. She was dehydrated, weak, but alive. Barely. The storm howled louder. He looked back at his ship, then back at her. "I should leave you," he muttered. "I have supplies to save. You'll slow me down." "Then leave me," she whispered, and closed her eyes. Rowan stared at her for another heartbeat, then sighed. "Damn it." He scooped her into his arms, cradling her carefully. She weighed almost nothing, like carrying a shadow. With her against his chest, and the crate strapped to his back, he pushed onward through the storm. Every step was harder than the last. The wind tried to pull him backward, sand scouring his armor and skin. He stumbled twice, nearly falling into the sharp rock beds hidden beneath the dunes. But the ship came closer, and finally, with lungs burning and legs shaking, he reached the hatch. The door slid open with a hiss. He stepped inside and collapsed to the floor, letting the alien slide gently onto the padded bench. The door sealed behind him, and the storm vanished into silence. Rowan ripped off his mask and gasped for air. Sweat poured down his face. He looked at the woman, again her eyes still closed, her breathing shallow. "Hang on," he said. He fetched a med pack, an injector administering fluids and stimulants. Her skin shimmered slightly as the medication took effect. Her breathing steadied. She opened her eyes. "Why did you come back?" she asked softly. Rowan shrugged, turning to check the systems. "Because I've seen enough death. One more didn't sit right with me." She watched him silently for a moment, then nodded. "My name is Ellerin," she said. Rowan paused and offered his name in return. "Rowan Mallory, captain of the Silver Rook." "You're a soldier," she said, was he replied. "Now I just clean up the messes left behind." Ellerin sat up slowly, her body still weak. "You risked yourself for a stranger. Not many would." Rowan gave a tired smile. "Maybe I'm just stupid." "No," she said, "just different." Over the next few hours, Ellerin recovered enough to walk and speak more clearly. She told Rowan how the mercenaries had taken her family and burned her village. She had escaped but been wounded and left for dead. For days, she wandered until she collapsed in the sands. She had been ready to die. "But then you came," she said, "and you changed that." Rowan said nothing. He busied himself with preparing the ship for launch. As the engines roared to life and the Silver Rook lifted off the cursed soil of Aurelia, Rowan glanced at her, sitting quietly in the co-pilot seat. "You have anywhere to go?" he asked. "Nowhere left," she said. "Then stay until you do." She looked at him. You sure? No, he said, but we'll figure it out. She smiled faintly. In the days that followed, Ellerin became part of the ship's quiet rhythm. She helped with repairs, navigated old star maps, and learned quickly. Rowan found himself enjoy her presence more than he expected. Her insight, her calm, her fierce, quiet strength. One night she stood beside him in the observation dome, staring out at the stars. You could have left me, she said. I didn't, because something told me I shouldn't. And now I'm glad I didn't. She turned to face him. So am I. Their fingers brushed lightly. The stars stretched endlessly around them, cold and beautiful. But in that moment, within the hull of an old salvager ship, two broken souls had found something rare. Hope.